White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt has announced that she will not be attending the upcoming White House Correspondents Association's dinner. Leavitt criticized the association for monopolizing White House reporting and resisting the inclusion of new media outlets. You may remember that the White House recently invited new media outlets like people like myself who do podcasts, uh, local radio shows around the country, talk radio, and those who have traditionally not been given a seat in the White House press room. The annual dinner is scheduled for April the 26th. You may recall President Trump himself has refused to go some in the past. It will feature Amber Ruffin as the speaker. We saw it happen in real time last week and yesterday. Speaking of White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt, again accused the Associated Press reporter Josh Boak of failing to see President Trump's long term economic strategy. In a Sunday interview, days after he had sparred with her over tariffs during a press briefing, Leavitt's comments came after Tuesday's confrontation, if you will, when Boak asked about Trump's address at a business roundtable. This was the quarterly meeting that was slated to occur soon after this press meeting. He claimed that despite Trump's touting tax cuts during his latest BRT meeting in 2024, he's now pushing tax hikes, and he cited tariffs as being the culprit. Boak pressed further despite Leavitt's objections, saying, "I'm curious why he's prioritizing that over tax cuts." That spat, of course, escalated when Boak insisted that importers, not foreign companies, bear the brunt of tariffs, asking, "I'm sorry, have you ever paid a tariff?" Here's the exchange.
I'm sorry, have you ever paid a tariff? Because I have.
That's
They
it.
don't get charged on foreign companies, they get charged on the importers.
And ultimately, when we have fair and balanced trade, which the American people have not seen in decades, as I said at the beginning, revenues will stay here, wages will go up, and our country will be made wealthy again. And I think it's insulting that you're trying to test my knowledge of economics and the decisions that this president has made. I'm now regret giving a question to the Associated Press.
Levitt, of course, fired back, calling it insulting when for Boak to try to quote test her knowledge of economics and the decisions that Trump has made. Revisiting this spat yesterday, Levitt called out the broader mainstream media for focusing on sensationalism rather than asking tough questions with honest integrity and journalistic curiosity.
Sure. Well, first of all, with that individual reporter from the Associated Press who tried to test me on tariffs, he clearly fails to see President Trump's long-term economic strategy, which is to bring in so much revenue, so much wealth into our country through tariffs that we can give larger tax cuts to the American people to put more money back into their pockets. He clearly didn't understand that very simple idea. But as for the greater mainstream media's coverage, I think that example proves that they are continue to double down on their failing ways. They focus on sensationalism, on trying to get a viral moment rather than asking tough questions with honest integrity and journalistic curiosity, wanting to know the answers. They want to make a name for themselves. And that's why the trust in the mainstream media has fallen to record lows. And that's why at the White House, we are very proud of the changes that we have made to the briefing room and also to the press coverage of this president, welcoming in independent voices and new media who truly care about the truth, honesty, and accuracy.
I'm going to suggest that maybe this AP reporter, or maybe no reporters, will be challenging Caroline Leavitt again. She is fast on her feet. She knows exactly what her boss, President Trump, stands for. And I don't think the media is going to be challenging her again anytime soon. What about you? Hey, take a minute, like and comment on today's Just the Truth. If you have a suggestion for a future edition, I'd love to hear it. If you disagree with me, I'd love to hear that as well. You can email me, joe@joeyhudson.com, and be sure and hit that subscribe button right now before you forget. Hit subscribe and join our community here on YouTube.